Hey there, I am Parth Doshi, exploring the field of RPA and sharing my learnings with you by making videos. So, this video is going to be another very interesting and exciting video on UiPath apps. Now, why did I say interesting and exciting? So, let's start with a quick overview of what we are going to say in this video. So, till now, in my previous video, I showed you how you can build the app, what are the different features available, how can you customize your app, and how can you style your app. So that were all the things that we saw, but till now our app was limited only to the app platform, the app studio that we have. We were not able to save that data somewhere, or maybe access that data after that and do the further processing. So this video is going to be about developing a backend for our apps. So now what if I have an login app where I have username and password? So when the user clicks on register, I want to store the user data in an Excel file. So we are going to see how we can do that. And it's just not limited to the login, but now since we will be able to log the data in our Excel files, there can be n number of applications that can be done using UiPath apps. So without any delay, let's get started. Now first, let me show you the the app that I have built. So this is the image I have added. After that, I have added the heading. Let's make it bold. So we have in the font over here. So if you want, okay, so if you want to understand the basics of UiPath apps, please watch the first video in this same playlist. I have explained UiPath apps in complete detail. Now, here, as you can see, this is the app I have already built. There is an image UiPath community exploring UiPath App Studio, enter username and password, and there is a login button. So now what we are going to do is, on the click of login button, the username and password that I've entered is going to be saved in my Excel file. So let's see how we can do that. Now, for this, we need to publish a UiPath Studio process in our orchestrator to save this data. So now we are going to see how we can build a UiPath Studio workflow, how we can put it on orchestrator, what are the configurations required, and how we need to do that. So we are going to see all that things now. So this is the simple app, as you can see. Now let's go to our UiPath Studio. So this is my studio. As we can see over here, I have two fields, username and password, that I want to store. So what I have done in this particular workflow is I've used a build data table activity. Now in build data table, I have two things. Let me show you that, username and password. So these are my two columns. Now after that, I am using an add row activity. In that, I have created the arguments, username and password. So this username and password will be coming through the app directly over here in this workflow. So now we are triggering our this process on the click of submit button. So till now we will definitely be having values in the username and password column. So we are using add data row in which that arguments will be passed. Now here you can't create variables because it's not over here, but it is going to come through orchestrator through our form, through our apps. Sorry for saying forms again and again. So it is going to come through our apps. So for that, we need to keep them as arguments. Now, once that is done, this log message is just to verify whether we are getting the details in orchestrator or not. So we'll be seeing the orchestrator logs over there. It's not necessary. And after that, I am using a write range activity. So now here you see the workflow is very simple steps: building the data table, adding the row in which the values will come from our app, and then we are using a write range activity to write it into an Excel file. So now you see, this was the file that I had already, like before making this video, I had already created, and it has the username and password. So let me just show you in the preview pane. You see username and the password. So this was what I had entered in my apps. So let me delete this file. So a new complete file will be generated right now after we run this workflow. So now once you have built this workflow, now it can be, so whatever fields you have in apps and you want in your Excel file or for further processing, you need to create an argument that should be of in and out direction. Now once that is done, your workflow is ready. Now the part is, now what we have with us, we have our app, we have our workflow. Now the connection between both of them, that is through orchestrator, we are going to do that now. So first, you should connect your orchestrator using the UiPath assistant. You need to click on this, go to preferences, and now let the preference window open. So we'll be seeing different methods of connecting our orchestrator. In orchestrator settings, I have connected using my machine key. Now this is done using the machine key, but you have a different option over here to connect. So whatever it is, you have to connect using your UiPath assistant. Now here we have successfully connected our orchestrator to the studio. Now once this is done, you will see a green, you can see green signal, robot is connected to the orchestrator. Let me minimize this. Now what we have to do is we have to put this process into our orchestrator. So for that you need to click on publish. You click on publish. After that, I have already done the steps, but I'm not going to do it again. So you see these are version 13 since I was trying before. Next, you keep this as orchestrated tenant process feed itself, and next. So after you reach to certificate signing, you need not enter anything. You just need to click on publish. Now, since our orchestrator is successfully connected and we have our process developed as well, once you publish it, it will take some time and it will show you over here. Let me go to my orchestrator and let me refresh this. So this is my orchestrator getting loaded. Okay. So now you see, you will be seeing a process over here. Now my process name is snippets.in.uipath underscore UiPath apps. So now once this is there, your process is available now in the orchestrator. Now what we have done is we have built our app, we have built our workflow, and we have put our workflow in the orchestrator. Now we need to do the connection between the apps and the orchestrator. So we are going to see how we can do that, and we are going to pass the values entered into the text field of username and password into our orchestrator, which will be after that passing into the UiPath Studio, and then our Excel file will get created. But now, before you connect your app, there is an error which comes normally. So for that, you need to have a robot.js file in your workflow folder. So I will be attaching this link in the description. Don't worry about that. But you have to redirect yourself to this link, robotjs.uipath.com. Just scroll down a bit and you will be seeing a direct download. Once you download this, a .js file will be downloaded. Now where you have to keep this .js file? This is my workflow folder where I have developed the workflow. Create a folder called script over here. Scripts, in scripts, you have to keep your UiPath.robot.js. This is used to develop a connection between your app, the orchestrator, and then the complete integration with your app's orchestrator and the studio. So you have to have a folder script in that keep this. Now to verify whether this is working or not and your error will not come, you have to open your task scheduler, go to task scheduler library, and there you will be seeing UiPath robot. Just run it and check whether it is working or not. If not, then you can ask me the doubts later. But this is the one step that you need to do. Now, once this is done, what we are going to do is we are going to go to our app studio. Okay, so this is our app studio. Now, what all connections we have? We have our studio connected to orchestrator. We have our studio process on orchestrator. We have our robot.js file with us, which is going to interact with the assistant when it is running the workflow. And we have our app now with us. Now we are going to connect our app to the arguments that we have connected in our process. So for that, what you need to do is you need to click on add, you need to click on process. And here, so this, because I've already done it, but when you will be doing initially for the first time, one, you will be seeing here your orchestrator name, and other you will be seeing here tenant username and password. You don't need to fill any details. You just need to click on next. Now, once you click on next, you will be seeing the different processes existing in your orchestrator. Now I have already used this. You can see input is username and password, and output is password and username, since it is the out and in argument that I have created. So you select this process and just click on select over here. Now once you click on select, you will be seeing your process over here. Now as you can see, this is my process, and the parameters we can see username and the password, and this is the username and this is the password. Now what we are going to do is we are going to map our text field with this out arguments over here. So let me go back over here. This is my username. So here in general, what you need to do is, let me delete this. You will be seeing this value binding option empty. Now, if you have successfully connected your process to orchestrator, if the process is on orchestrator and you have successfully added in app, when you click on value binding, you will be seeing this. And in this, you need to drag and put the out username variable. Okay. Okay. So this is the out variable value which I've given. Now you see self-employed default is my orchestrator name. Same thing you need to do for password. Here I have passed the password out argument. So now when I type username and password, my values will be binded to these two particular arguments. Now we have our value in our arguments, but after that, on click of login button, what we want to initiate that particular process. Let me go to events. Here you will be seeing add rule option. So add the rule, I have already added, so I'm doing edit. Now you will be seeing start process option. Select the start process option over here. Let me delete this for you, and when I click on here, I will be dragging this. So what I have done right now is, on the click of login button, the process from orchestrator whose name is snippets.in.uipath underscore uipath apps should be triggered. Now, one very important thing that you need to do is you need to keep it as unattended. You can't keep it as attended, it will show you an error. So you need to keep it completely as unattended. Now, when it is started, I want to show a message process execution started. And when it is completed, I want to show process execution completed. So when my orchestrator process is triggered, when it starts, it will show me process started. And when it is completed, it will show me execution completed. So I also come to know that my process is completed. Although we'll be saying over here itself, and we'll be saying in the folder also that my file is created or not. So this is how we have successfully configured all the things in our UiPath apps, orchestrator, and UiPath Studio. Now we have successfully integrated and configured all the things. Let me just close this. Okay. Let me go back to the apps. And now we are going to run our app and see whether we are able to complete the process or not. So let me just run this app. Username, since we have deleted the file, there is going to be no problem. Path at the rate 1234. This is just random text field I've kept, but the main motto or the main thing that we are going to understand in this video, how we can connect our orchestrator process and take the use of apps to a different level for further processing. I've clicked on login. Execution is started. As we can see now, the process is getting executed. You can see there is a green, you can say light or something that is going through here. And now once it is completed, we will be seeing execution completed up over there. Also, we'll be seeing while building the workflow, we had kept and log activity over there. So why we had kept that, we are going to see this as well. So now you see the process got executed, and now I will be seeing the execution completed message over here. Let's wait for 2 or 3 seconds. Execution completed. So we have successfully completed the execution. Now first, let's check the log file whether we were able to pass the argument values or not. Going towards the log, you see Parth at Parth was my username and my password was Parth at the rate message. Parth at the rate 1234. So we were successfully able to do that. Now after that, what we are going to do is let's go and check the folder, and we have the user details files successfully over here along with the details inside it. So I hope you got a very clear and a detailed understanding of how you can develop the backend for your UiPath app, how you can connect your assistant to orchestrator, how you can connect your studio and publish the package to the orchestrator, configure app, and everything that you need to do to develop a backend for your UiPath app. So with this, we can build different types of app. We can do everything we used to do in the studio to build the workflow, but we can develop our complete own UI over here. There are many more videos soon going to come every day on UiPath apps, and we are going to do some interesting and very amazing apps that we are going to build in this complete playlist. Stay tuned, subscribe to my channel. Parth Doshi Learning by Doing is the channel name, as you know already. And please share the video, like the video, and comment if you have any suggestion or anything that you want me to build in UiPath apps. Don't worry about the links. I will be adding them in the description with the official documentation. Thank you. Thank you.